Through this mess of insanity, I hath one infinity cow. Wow, I was beginning to think that my setup was wrong because it has been probably 3 days and I couldn't, wrong thing. Didn't I get you? Didn't I get you? What? There we go, quest complete. One infinity cow. Wow, it's been so many days and I have not gotten a single infinity cow until that one I just noticed was in here. So clearly I am doing this right. It just really takes a long time. And there's a lot of hurt cows over here. I'm going to put this guy away and hopefully start. Actually, we can start. I'm going to take this out of here in a minute. And, well, I'm going to get him set up probably and making me some liquid infinity. And then we will go from there. So hang tight. And I'm going to let this thing go and hopefully get a second infinity cow. Alright, folks, I have not gotten another infinity cow yet, but I still have the one. I set the one up to produce some infinity ingots. And basically I just have this guy chilling on some transfer nodes that go into directly into an ingot cast for a tinker's table into here, and it seems to work just fine. You know what's funny? I've been looking all over for this obsidian chest, or this obsidian drawer, and I just realized it is here. I actually had to make some more obsidian for something, and I just finished setting up before I started recording another obsidian creation setup right here because I couldn't find my obsidian drawer, and there it is with 1645 obsidian sitting in it. But whatever, we will deal with that. So I was messing around here a little bit, and I actually got this advanced inscriber to work like I wanted it to, using just the single advanced inscriber. And let me show you. All these patterns are in here. Oh, yes. And it works flawlessly for all of them. You do have to keep the way I did it, you do have to keep the inscriber circuit, or the press or whatever it's called, as the output. And each one, it'll just bring it back in. I didn't realize with this machine you needed an ME import bus and an ME export bus. This is just an import bus, not an export bus. So I needed an import bus to send things back into the system. And that's how you get the output from this advanced inscriber. Where I was thinking of things more along the lines of the sag mill. Like I did set up the sag mill to do some a simple operation for me. You'll see it just does nether quartz right now into nether quartz dust. And it works completely perfectly fine. Like I can show you nether quartz dust. So if I have 14 of them, I can craft 10 more of them and say start, and it will just start to go. And as you'll see, this thing will eventually get scheduled. Well, call me a liar, I guess. I don't know why this is not working now. It worked for me before. For some reason, it thinks they're scheduled. I don't quite understand the concept with the co-processing unit yet, but either way. I kind of know what they're for, but at the same time, I don't. Why didn't that work? Does it think something is happening still? There's nothing else scheduled in... Oh, weird. There's nothing else scheduled in here. Why? Let me just cancel this and see. And I have nether quartz. I have access to it. There's plenty of it stored in there. If I said to make 10, I only have the one CPU with one coprocessor, 1024 storage. I don't know why this is scheduled and not working right now. That does put me at a little bit of a loss. You know what? I could have run out of channels again. It doesn't look like I ran out of channels. Looks like I'm only using one. I put some dense cables and some smart cables and stuff here. Well, so either way, this whole thing is going to change. I just needed to make it work, which I had done. I'm not sure why it's not working. I guess what I should show is I ended up making a 4K storage cell, and I did that straight from here because I do have all the processors for all the encoded patterns for the 1, 4, 16, 64, a housing, and then all the encoded patterns for the storage cells itself, because I actually ran out of room in here and I needed to make some more. And I don't think I need to go with the 64K storage cells, because where I'm running out of room is no matter whatever storage cell you use, you still only have 63 types of items. And so this one, I'm out of room because of the types of items. I do have 32,000 worth, but 63 types, whereas this one I'm already up to 4 types of it. So 4K storage cells, if I just use a bunch of them, I should be fine. So I don't plan on storing mass quantities of stuff in the system. But let me cancel that and see if I can make another 4K just to show you guys what's going on. And so there's my 4K. If I just make one of them, see if I have everything. And it looks like I do have everything. I have some different patterns for the quartz glass. I don't know if the quartz glass is going to work, though, if that got stuck. But either way, let's hit start and see what happens. So my presses are working, though. Look, it's pulling in my logic presses, making these, pulling the stuff out, doing the logic press again. This is the part that I was worried about. The advanced inscriber actually works appropriately, which is fantastic. And that's what's actually going to cause the big problem. I think I'm going to run out of quartz. I think this is going to hang because it's going to want to get quartz glass. I guess it has enough quartz glass. It's in the middle of crafting 3. So this is working. I don't know what's going on with the sag mill. Maybe it's offline. Maybe something's wrong with it. I'm not 100% certain. It's got power and everything. I really don't know. You know what? I do think I know what's wrong with it, and I can tell you guys in just a second. Let's see if this thing is going. Nope, it didn't hang. So I got another 4K storage cell already, which is great. It is just sitting, boom, right there. I can take this and pop it in this drawer and be like, boom, look, there we go, another 4K storage cell. What it is, I can guarantee to you what it is I had messed with this in the middle. Since I can make this thing be an output of a push, see, I'm pushing the outputs, I do need this to be a push-pull, because that lets something come into the input. I bet you that's what my problem was. So now if I go with the quartz, and let's use all this quartz. Let's now do 10 quartz. Start. We will see. There we go. I wasn't able to put something into there, so that's why I got stuck. So perfect. Got this thing running again. But either way, I am going to, now that I kind of understand how this works with the ME interfaces, with the molecular assemblers, how these can work and actually work appropriately, I need to move away from this system and kind of put all my like Ender IO stuff maybe on this wall or over here farther, and make this wall for my automated production lines. And just stupid Enderman. These Endermen. Wow. I was standing way too close, and he hit way harder than I expected him to. And that almost was really bad. Okay, he's dead. Get out of here. So I need to really set this thing up. I will tell you, I don't quite understand the crafting co-processing units and how many you need co-processing units versus crafting storage, and how big you need crafting storage. I think the crafting storage, I might try to go with 64K as much as possible. Multiple 64K in a giant cube to make that work. I don't know how many co-processing units I need with it, but I know the co-processing units are needed to allow like a particular ME interface to use multiple different molecular assemblers, which I only have one of those right now. But I can do that, and I plan on just doing a big like grid of them up here on this top of this wall probably, and then I'll do a crafting interface. So this whole wall is going to be my like setup of the base ME system, whereas everything I do with it's going to be kind of down those other walls and down around this room. This guy right here, the ME controller, I will tell you I'm very confused. Each side of this gets 32 channels that can come out of it. That's a lot of channels already off of one little ME controller. However, these things are modular, and I know you can have them. A lot of people do patterns, like mainly they do a pattern that looks like, I think it's like, yeah, they do patterns that look like this. I think it's like this. Yeah, I think this is the like a very standard pattern to put these ME controllers in, which is fine. I will do that, and I will probably end up doing this exact pattern right here. I don't quite understand it, though, because if you can you can't, when I put two of them down next to each other, I all of a sudden limited myself. I have two sides, like the left side of this one and the right side of this one, that I'm no longer able to access. Therefore, that limits me. That takes 64 channels out of the equation altogether. And I don't know why I would need that ridiculous number of channels. I don't remember or understand what else the ME controller does that I would need it in a multi-block format. I'm going to do it anyway, just because that's how I usually see people do it, and hoping somebody in the comments can explain it to me. But I'm going to get going, crafting some stuff, come back and show you guys the progress I'm making on getting this system set up a little bit better and a little bit more organized. Now that I can do the advanced inscriber right, the sag mill, I can get that set up to have recipes and all that stuff. So hang tight. All right, welcome back, and check it out, everybody. Infinity cows everywhere. I finally got my second infinity cow after quite a long time. It's been 3 days since I recorded the first part of this video, because I was doing a bunch of other things too, but it took a long time to get that second infinity cow. But now that I've got two of them, they can breed. So this has only actually come in the matter of 8 or 10 hours or something like that, because I put them down, they bred. It might have been longer than that. I'm like, you know what? It was sometime yesterday I started this thing. But I had the one cow in here. This thing works perfectly. I have 55 infinity ingots that it has collected so far, but I had to take them out in order to start the breeding process. I'd probably put one back over there if I wanted to, but I have no direct need for a lot of breeding. This second, I'm just going to let it go. I don't need to collect a lot of infinity ingots at this moment. That will come later, but I'm there. I'm to that point. This, I figured out, I hadn't locked these drawers. And when I kept saying that, I kept getting that extra stuff in here, I was wondering what was going on. It was because when I was putting things in my system, it was coming here first instead of going to the disk drives. Or maybe when it was full, it was coming here. And that's why they kept filling up. So that's what was going on with that. I do have Dark Steel and Awakened Draconium now. I didn't realize the Awakened Draconium guy only did nuggets. I should put a compacting drawer there, but yeah, we'll deal with that later. And I've got Dark Steel as well. I worked on the Dark Steel when I was working on the cows because to upgrade, oh, I didn't turn up my sound. Sound is still down. Well, to upgrade the sag mills and such requires Dark Steel. So I went and got Dark Steel going so I could do that. So anyways, without further ado, here we go. Check this out. It's not done yet. It's still a work in progress, but it's way better off than it was. I have broken into like dense cables and smart cables and things like that. And what I've done so far, 10 of 13 channels. 7 of 8 or 10 of 32. Oh, because those three are running off of that. Okay, I might need to change that at some point. We will see. I'm still not certain about the ME controllers themselves and why you need so many of them, because if I just used every side of this thing, that's 32 channels per side. And I heard that there's a different way to do it with network cards and stuff where you can get even more, but 32 channels per side. Right now, I'm only using the underside of these, and not even all of them, for stuff, as well as this is coming out over here, and I will show you all that momentarily. But right now, out of the back of the, let's call it the main controller, I have these 3 terminals. I did set up 4 ME drives for additional storage in the future, because right now I've got some 4K discs in there and my 64 one in there, and this apparently branches off into my other storage systems. As you can see, I had some cable anchors the way I had things before to not keep things connected, but then I rerouted the whole thing, and that never got reconnected. Oh, that's interesting. So I can't really access all of my system at this moment, which I did not realize because I haven't been really doing much in it. So look at that infinity ingot; it's just like stretching through the wall. I wanna look at the way this is done. Gotta make sure I keep some light in here as well. Hey, there we go. And let me turn that off. Okay, there we go. That was up there. There. That didn't work. Hey, get up there. Get up there. Why won't it connect on that wall? I'm gonna have to go check that out. So I needed to connect these up still, and this will probably take up a lot more channels. I didn't connect to the right spot, did it? Why can't I connect this? Ugh. I need to get flight at some point here. I feel like I'm tall enough to be able to connect that. Why will you not connect this cable here? I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I have invisible cables or what's going on, because Are these not the same thing? Glass cables fluix. Glass cable fluix. What is happening? I am unable to connect this cable. Okay, so it very well could be connected. I think this is connected. I think we're just having a visual glitch going on right now of this stuff. So I will just wait for this. I guess that's going over to my farm. With the ingots of everything. So there's my steel. Here's my tin. So yeah, it's actually connected. I don't know why that visual glitch is going on. But either way, let me show you guys what I did. And I'm not a good designer. And I don't know enough about the system. I did make a bunch more ME controllers so I can utilize a lot of channels. They're not hard to make with the stuff that I got now with the chickens and stuff going. I made 2 different processors to do crafting patterns. And in this one, I have a 1K, which I had to start with, 2 co-processing units, 2 16Ks, and a 64K. And in this one, I think I have 2 co-processors, 2 64 and 2 16K, just because that's what I was like making at the time. So far, that's been enough to do all my crafting patterns I need to do. I also have this little setup over here, which is an ME interface with a molecular assembler on each side of it in a staggered pattern as much as I could. And this is a multi-block, so it only needs 1 connection, but technically it needs more than 1 connection. All the videos I saw said it needed 1 connection, but let's take a look here. If I went down, since I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Since I have 10, it was only registering 8 channels, even when I put a major line into there, the big line. So I had to actually branch off and do small lines next to it to make it register all 10 channels. So I don't know if that's the way it works. So it's taking up, I think, 2 channels on this, or 10 channels on this card, even though it's 1 multi-block. I thought it would take up 1 channel. I didn't, but either way, I needed to get all 10. I needed to stretch it. So this is my crafting area. Like I said, this is for more base storage in the drive storage in the future. And here I have a sag mill and a simple alloy smelter. I don't have any alloy recipes yet, but I have a sag mill recipes for this stuff. This works fantastic. Just plugged in there, and I have cables running underneath there that go back. And again, I'm having all these visual glitches. These things are connected. I swear. Like, look, it's not connected. I'm going to do give me some crushed something. Crushed. Nope, pulverized maybe. Quartz, what is it? Here we go, Certus quartz dust. Give me 10 Certus quartz dust, and we will start. And look, it's going. They're in here. They're in here. So this not being connected, it's really connected. I don't know what is happening here, but they're connected. They're working. And down here, I've moved my advanced inscriber and my crystal growth chamber. So this stuff also has some patterns in it that work. So I can grow my fluix crystals, my pure Certus quartz, my pure fluix, my pure nether quartz crystal that has to grow in here. All that stuff works. It works great. I even slapped an acceleration card in here. This, however, does not work great anymore. It worked perfectly with the setup I had before, with the crafting recipes. All of these crafting recipes, they each have the inscriber calculation press is an output, or the press is an output, and went back in the system and would come back in here. It worked perfectly for no matter how big of build. I did a 64K storage cell, just click, went, no problem. I slapped acceleration cards in here. I had 4 of them at first, and the thing just broke. It won't pull out the inscriber card, the presses all the time. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and it just locks up, and I have to sit here and pull it back out of the press and manually move it back over. I tried to use the export bus like this that uses a channel. I also tried to use the item conduits on both these. Like this one works fine. The item conduits will pull this thing right out and put it into the interface. It works great. Tried it on that one. Worked great as well. It stopped working, so I went back to the export bus or the import bus to see if it worked. Does not work. I don't know what it is. I think what I'm going to do is cut my losses and just do 5 different inscribers. They're not going to be hard to make, and I should make an inscriber pattern right now. So advanced inscriber. Do it over here. Oh, I need to put these. Ah, crap. I can keep trying to shift click things into the right slots here. Inscriber. So let's go to the advanced inscriber. We got the engineering presses. So maybe you'll see here in a minute. Whoops, it's a crafting recipe. So let's do that. I need the normal inscriber for this thing to be able to make appropriately. And so I got those 2 patterns. Now I can go over to my interface terminal, and I can look at all my interfaces, which is nice. Though I'm going to need more of these guys, because I'm already, like, running out of these. I have acceleration cards. I have normal cards. I have, you know, all my cables that I'm making. I don't have any Ender IO conduit yet, but just the ME cables. I'm filling up pretty fast. This is my storage, my encoding patterns for my crafting units. I love auto crafting. I think it's fantastic, but it's not necessarily gonna last forever until I just have to keep expanding out and out and out. So let's make an inscriber. Let's make 4 more advanced inscribers. It says I have everything. Let's see if this thing gets stuck, and you guys can see. All right, hit start. One of the things is you can see the presses over here are going to be making, and there we go. Sometimes the press gets stuck in there. If I do this, I'm going to put it back in there so it goes in the system. And then this one, it's working fine for a while. I guess it's the same one that's working. That's why. It just changed. It works fine. I checked the recipes. The recipes are all right. I don't know why it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. I think it's something to do with the... is that done? That's done. Inscriber. There they are. God, it even impresses me sometimes. So I guess what I should do for this is... I'm going to move this over. I probably should move this over. So this is what I'm going to end up having set up. And then this over here, which means I need to move this interface. Get these patterns out of it. I want to make sure this thing works right. I just tore through the wall with that. My ME interface there. I do need to make more interfaces. So that will make all of my, all of those. But I will need my smart cables. I hope I have enough channels. Cable. I don't have any. Cover, dense, smart cables. Let's make 50 of them. Just making sure it doesn't need any pattern of something that I just broke already. So if I'm getting these smart cables now, there's 3 of them. I'm curious what it's holding up on. Oh, it's crafting the fluix crystals. Oh, so it can't actually make the... It tried to make the fluix crystals, but and they're done. It just doesn't have an output right now. So I need my Ender IO conduit. I do have some conduit. I would need that as well. Yeah, this shouldn't be that difficult to deal with. Because it's just waiting for the return, which it never got because... There we go. And then this is out extract, always active. That's input. And now it should have just pulled these. Extract, green, always active. Oh, insert. Green, no extract. And there we go. So now the crafting recipe should continue on. Yep, as you can see, it's making these things. I'm kind of impressed with myself, guys. I'll be honest. I'm very impressed with myself just for getting as far as I have with this. So this will go to all my... How did I get in there? So is that... So I don't need this to go all the way across, actually. Because clearly that connected all the way across to that ME interface. And so right now it's only got 3 interfaces, and this is because this is one of them. I need to get that, and yeah, we're gonna make this thing. We're gonna make this thing work to make my presses right. Ender. Where's my conduit? There. I don't have that much conduit, so I need to make conduit. I should probably make the fancier conduit, but is there a fancier conduit, or is it just... It might not. It might only be one conduit like this. So that's going to be a pattern. Take the pulsating iron, though. I need pulsating iron ingots. Where do I get pulsating iron? Where did I get this from in the first place? Why do I not remember how I got my pulsating iron ingots from? Pulsating iron ingots come from pulsating iron. Which is an ender pearl and iron in an induction smelter. Or there's chickens. I'll eventually have chickens for it. Which I apparently don't have right now. But in an induction smelter, which I don't even have an induction smelter yet. Can this not be done in an alloy smelter? You hold on. This has to be able to be done in an alloy smelter, right? Iron. Take 32 and ender pearls. And let's just see. It doesn't have any power. I need an energy conduit. Which I have a couple in there, I saw. Energy conduits. I have to eat. Yeah, I expected to come in here and do something completely different than messing with this system. And all I did was come in here and mess with this system. So, for those of you guys who are like AE2 junkies and know this stuff inside and out, I mean, I apologize. But this is my learning process here. So let's go like that. That should have... Yeah, and this is going to work to make pulsating iron ingots, right? Because it's going. It's just very slow right now. And let's configure the IO. So that is push-pull. And I'm assuming that should make iron ingots, right? Pull. Does this make something else? In an alloy smelter? Can I change my... No, it made pulsating iron ingot. It made what I wanted it to make. What? Oh, there it is. It just took a long time for it to make and get in there. So, okay, so that works. That works. So I need to make a processing pattern for these out of... No, for this right now. Pulsating iron ingot. That's a processing pattern, but I need to make a crafting pattern for these guys. And then we need a pattern for the conduit binder, which is smelting of the conduit binder composite, redstone furnace, an alloy smelter. It's going to be so slow. If I don't just get a redstone furnace, which I don't have going on yet, which I probably should do a redstone furnace, especially since it gives me 2. Oh, that gives me 2 as well. It's just really, really, really slow. Let's just do it on here for now. Who cares? It's a processing pattern again. Just because that's... And that doesn't really matter. It's 1 to 2 of those. And then I need whatever makes that stuff first. It's going to be a really, really slow process, but it's gonna work. I need to change this back to a crafting pattern. And go this. No, this. This is always what I need. There we go. So there we go. Crafting pattern. So now, whew, that was a lot. But so this is a crafting pattern. This was a smelting pattern. This was a crafting pattern. This is a smelting pattern. This is a crafting pattern. And then these ones should go here. I think that that's right. And now if I were to make item conduits, let's see. I'm just going to pretend to make 50 of them because I need Gravel. Of all things, gravel. Oh, I only need 3 of those. 2 craft 27. Yeah, you don't even need that much gravel. I guess I need to get a stonework factory in here. Well, I mean, we can do that. We can just make... what just happened? I'm still missing 10 gravel for that. Well, until I get gravel... I'm gonna steal gravel from over here. Am I sifting gravel? Am I sifting dust and... yeah, gravel. So that means you're giving me gravel. And I will just steal you as well, because you should fill up with gravel, right? Yeah. Okay. I just want to push this thing to the limit and make sure it works. So I put these in the system and then go conduit. I'll take out my pulsating, actually. Yeah, let's do this first. Let's get my pulsating iron. I'm going to take that away. I want to make sure all this works. Conduit. 30. It should start doing stuff. I don't know which one is doing first. It's not doing anything in here first. It's only using one of the channels. Why is it only using one channel? Look, I know that you're a channel there that works. I know you're connected. Despite what you're telling me, you are connected. So where is this stuck at? One ender pearl, 1 iron ingot in there. That should work just fine. Let me get these smart cables back out, because I do have a feeling that something is just there. 2. Now it's got 2 channels in it, which it did not have before. Now each of these is using 1 channel. Guys, I need assistance. Let's cancel this. Let's do it again. Now that it's connected. Okay, start. It's using 5 channels because it's using 3 over here. What is this hanging on? Do I have this not set to be able to pull push anymore? That's my problem all along. Ha! Didn't have it set to do the pull push. So this is working. It's going to take a long time. But we will check on the progress of this as I go make more. I need to make some more ME interfaces because I need 1, 2, 3, 4 more of those. ME interface. I should have another CPU I can use. So it should start this crafting without a problem because it'll do it over here. It'll actually try to start doing some stuff in this logic press, which is going to have a hard time with for now. I'm going to have to redo all those patterns as well. See, because they keep getting stuck, and I just don't get it. And I keep having to babysit this thing. And it's getting really frustrating and annoying. And then it just worked. That one just worked fine. Okay, so I think we're done with this thing over here. This might be done as well. My conduit. No. It's still holding on the conduit binder, which the conduit binders are over here. Why can't it make this conduit binder? Did I do something wrong with the binder? Give me this binder back. What was the binder terminal or pattern? This conduit binder composite should have gone into... So I got the 7 conduit binder composite. Can I just put one in here? Will it work or does it not work like that? No, it doesn't work like that. Ah, interesting. So I thought that that pattern was going to work, but it's not, even though I thought it showed an alloy smelter for the conduit binder composite. You can just smelt it. Yeah, you can do an alloy smelter. That's interesting, because it says right here that you can do it in the alloy smelter. Maybe you just can't do it in the simple alloy smelter? I don't know why it wouldn't let that through. Ender, that's Ender IO stuff. This is Ender IO stuff. Yeah, that's weird. So I need to get a different method of doing this. In the meantime, what I can do is I could bring this furnace down there. So I can just get a redstone furnace and hook it up, and that should be able to be just fine. Now, will that finish the crafting job? No, because they're still scheduled. But now it actually shouldn't need... I should be able to finish it now without... No, I need 14. Oh, I should have taken these. Then I can make my 30. Yeah, I just need to get a redstone furnace hooked up to this system, and then we'll be fine. We'll do things in a slightly different way, and I really wanted to upgrade the those systems today. I might still work on it. We'll see. So I wish it left me on the screen with the conduit. So there's a conduit I needed. I got my ME interfaces right. Interfaces, there they are. And apparently. Does this use more of the channels? 3 of 8 channels. There we go. 7 of 8 channels. So I can do it that way. Interesting. So now I, in theory, should be able to only be at 6 of 8 channels. Because I can remove this. Just use Ender IO conduit. And actually, it doesn't matter which one of these I go to. If that's always an insert and these are always... extract actives, that's just an import bus on the interface. So this should work. But I do need to change my pattern a little bit. And what I'll do, instead of having... I'm going to lock these. So you can't pull stuff out of there. I'm going to take all of my patterns... Now, people keep telling me about a trash can that I have in my inventory, and I tried to use it, and it's too many clicks. I'd rather just throw stuff on the floor. That stuff I don't need at all, so get rid of it. Give me these patterns. I gotta go back and re-look at the patterns, every single one of them, and say, hey, you pattern, where for this, I don't need the inscriber calculation. And re-encode. You pattern... is a conduit binder. We're going to put you in there. U pattern. I don't need the silicon. Re-encode. U. That one's fine, actually. That one is the one that goes by itself. This one also is fine because I don't use any of the presses. This one also is fine. So these 3 in the middle. This one, I don't need the engineering. Re-encode. And this one, I don't need the logic. Re-encode. So then I need to get my presses out. And just keep them. So this one I do the silicon. Oops. I'm going to keep the silicon one in here at all times. Make sure the silicon one goes in here. This one is going to be the logic. Is going to be in here at all times. And then the... I don't remember which one the logic press is for... Oops. Logic press is for the printed logic circuits. That would make sense. So go to printed logic circuit, logic press. You are going to be the engineering press. The engineering press is for the printed engineering circuits. That one's going to be for my other one. These three are the anything goes. Press. And I'm going to make some, I'm going to slap acceleration cards in all these as well. You should be the encoded press, which is the printed calculation with the calculation press. So this, in theory, should now work perfectly for the... So if I make 4, 8, 12, 16, 20... So 17. Because... calculation and... Oh, I did not make them... Because they still don't need it to start either. So... Because they're already in those presses. So I need to re-encode all of these. You don't even need boom. I don't even need that. It's just a diamond. This should work perfectly fine. A long-winded tutorial for anybody who wants to silicon, logic, engineering, calculation. Now we should be good. So if I get acceleration cards, now it says everything is honky-dory, good to go. I'm going to hit start. I'm watching multiple of these presses go at once, which is nice. Watching stuff grow over here as well. Now we're growing Certus quartz seeds. I should make more of these cards, actually. I don't have everything in the system hooked up perfectly either. And this is doing my proper presses, the right number of them. This is probably going to be making sure everything is getting output appropriately as it should. Let's see how this is looking. It looks like we're coming up on almost being done. And this is kind of one of those big things that will show you if we're doing this right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a 64K storage drive and see if that will. Because I use a lot of circuits. I want to see when I get the acceleration cards in here, if that just starts plowing through. I think we finished this thing without a hiccup. And where's my acceleration cards? There they are. There's 17 of them. And I got 17 of them for a weird reason of having 3 in there. Oh, I thought, for some reason, I thought they took spots of 4. Because I can take 5. Should put some more in the growth chamber as well. So what if I just make 4 more acceleration? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that way we can max everything out. And now it actually should be pretty damn fast because those things, for the most part, are actually... I think that the pure Certus quartz, I think, is going to take the longest amount of time. Because there's not acceleration cards in here yet. And they all went in at different times, of course, instead of just dropping them all in at once. But they're almost done. So that's not even that slow. I was just waiting for this thing to go. So yeah, this is going to be... Yeah, these things are fast now. That's fantastic. Acceleration cards. So then... I don't know if there's any other cards that you should be able to use that'll be better for different things. Oh no, I was one short. Oh no, I already have one in there. Perfect. Oh, this one, oh, of course, this one only can take 3. Should have paid attention to that. But let's see if we made a 64K. Excuse me, 64K storage cell. Let's make one. We have everything for it. It's a big one. Let's start it. I am just curious how long this is actually going to take. It says it's going to take, wow, less than a minute now. I made one of these before for the crafting things. It took like 20 minutes to make the two 64K storage cells. Everything was going through. So I guess this thing has a bigger benefit too, because notice that I'm doing multiple presses at one time. And when you only have one of these advanced inscribers, you have to only do one inscriber at a time. So it really slowed down the process. It was a big bottleneck in the process. And I know a lot of you guys are looking at my floor and all the stuff going, what are you doing? Cover this up. You got nasty cable. I know. Still a work in progress. I'm still going at this thing. We are going to get there. Everything is going to be good. 9. Oh, I'm holding up. I'm stuck on something. No, I think it's just this sag mill. The sag mill is my bottleneck right now. Oh, that is what while I'm waiting for that, let us look at the sag mill and how you... So you got the simple sag mill, which is what I'm using. Normal sag mill, and then the enhanced sag mill. The enhanced sag mill takes some vibrant bimetal gears. Actually, does not look that crazy. Vibrant alloy. Infinity bimetal gears. Oh, it doesn't take infinity. I thought it was actually going to take infinity stuff. Oh, these grains of infinity. Okay. Can I just jump right up to this guy? What's vibrant alloy? Do I have vibrant alloy yet? I don't remember if I had a vibrant. No. What was in the vibrant alloy? How do you make it? It was energetic alloy. Do I have energetic alloy yet? Which is from... I can get all this stuff from chickens. Gold, redstone, and... I made this already. Redstone and glowstone. Can I do it in the alloy smelter? Yeah, gold, redstone, and glowstone. So let's do gold, redstone, and glowstone. I think it'd be worth it to jump right up to the top, right? And do it in here while this thing is... Because I need to do one of these as well, so that's why I'm making a decent amount. But that is definitely my bottleneck right now. Everything else is just kind of cruising along. And then after... I jump back into this. End steel. Do I have end steel? Maybe not. If I don't have end steel yet. End stone, dark steel, and obsidian. I only need 2 of them. End stone, dark steel, and obsidian. How did I get end stone again? I just got a bunch of end stone, and I just don't remember. Oh, this type of end stone. This is just gotten from... glowstone. Glowstone. In a bucket of witch water? Or in a bucket of... Oh, this is done. No. Stuck on Certus quartz. Certus quartz dust. Crafting. Certus quartz dust. Huh? I'm confused. Am I out of Certus quartz crystals? No. That went. Why'd this thing hold up then? Oh no, it's it's crafting a pure Certus quartz. Maybe I just... Oh, it was just growing. Yeah, it was just growing. Yeah, look, we're done. 64K. Look at it. 64K storage drive. Boom. It worked. It's not the fastest thing in the world. This thing is out of types, but that's fine. Boom. Another 64K storage drive in there. Not that we need that many. So either way, I'm not going to... You guys know what my next plan is. I may or may not show it on video. I'm going to upgrade these things to be faster because they are super, super, super slow. You saw the process I'm doing to do it. This is getting me one of the things. I need to go get some endstone. Probably be easy. Oh, I can take my elevator. Probably be easier to get endstone just by going to the end, which I just need to go up to the top of, you know, the world and then up to the top of the mining dimension, and we could easily get to the end. Where'd that just go? Whoa. Where'd you take it? Where'd you take it? Oh, it's in the interface. That works. I just do this and it'll be in the interface waiting for me. So I didn't even need that many of these things. So I already got the end stone that I'm going to need. I probably need just a handful to make sure I can get it from both the sag mill and the alloy smelter. But we're going to go get these things upgraded and be happy with that. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next episode, since this one was extremely long. See ya.